Oh, but wait, you say. We already celebrated New Year. That was at the beginning of January. But today we're going to learn about a different festival, a different celebration. It's Chinese New Year. So let's get started. So, the first book we're going to take a look at today is called Chinese New Year. And Chinese New Year is written by Nancy Dickman. I'd like to look at this book so as we can get an idea exactly what Chinese New Year is all about and how different it is from New Year's Day that we celebrate on January 1st. Chinese New Year is a festival, and a festival is a time when people come together to celebrate. Chinese people celebrate New Year in January or February. This year, Chinese New Year is celebrated in February, and today is actually the second day of this festival because Chinese New Year lasts for 15 days. And in the second picture that you can see are some entertainers on stilts in a parade. People say goodbye to the old year and they hope for good luck in the new year. And in these pictures, you can see Chinese children wearing traditional Chinese clothing. Chinese New Year, as I said before, lasts for 15 days. And in this first picture, you see a dragon being held up by some men in a parade. It is a time for visiting family. And people eat a special meal on New Year's Eve. People also wear new clothes. And look at the boys on the right, they are wearing red clothing. Remember that color red, it's very special in China. People watch lion dances. There are people inside this lion costume dancing in a parade. And people also give gifts. People give red envelopes with money inside. There's that color red again. And people like to watch fireworks at night. People clean their houses for Chinese New Year because they believe a clean house will bring good luck. Red is a lucky color in China. And that's why everyone is wearing red and giving red envelopes. On the right-hand picture, you can see people hanging red banners. The words on these banners also bring good luck. The last day of the festival is the Lantern Festival. Look at all those red Chinese lanterns hanging. Colorful lanterns light up the sky. And on the second picture, you can see lanterns of other colors decorated with beautiful drawings and paintings. One animal is used to celebrate each Chinese New Year. Which animal do you think is the special animal for this year? Is it the rat or the ox, the tiger, rabbit or dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, or pig? Well, this year is the year of the ox. So I hope you enjoyed that little introduction to Chinese New Year. And the next book I'm going to read is a modern version of a traditional Chinese folk tale. The title of this book is called The Seven Chinese Sisters, and it's written by Kathy Tucker. The pictures are by Grace Lynn. Once upon a time, there were 7 Chinese sisters who lived together and took care of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a little one makes 7. Each sister had shining black hair and sparkling eyes. Each stood straight and tall, except for 7th sister, who was just a baby. But the sisters were very different. First sister could ride a scooter fast as the wind. Second sister knew karate. Kick, chop, hi-ya! Third sister could count to 500 and beyond. Fourth sister could actually talk to dogs. Fifth sister could catch any ball, no matter how fast and high it was thrown. Sixth sister could cook the most delicious noodle soup in the world. And seventh sister? No one was really sure what she could do yet, as she was so little she had never even spoken one single word. Far away across the bridge, through a forest and up a mountain, lived a terrible dragon. One day he woke up very hungry. He took a big sniff, 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 and smelled something wonderful. It was Sixth Sister's noodle soup. Down the mountain, over the forest, and across the bridge flew the dragon, straight to the seven sisters' house. The sisters were so busy, they didn't see him coming. First sister was polishing her scooter. Second sister was practicing for her black belt in karate. Third sister was counting grains of rice. Fourth sister was talking to a stray beagle. Fifth sister was throwing a ball up a mile or so and catching it. Sixth sister had just stepped into the pantry to get some more noodles, and seventh sister was crawling around on the kitchen floor. When the dragon peeked in the kitchen door and saw a plump little seventh sister, he forgot all about the soup. Instead, he snatched up the baby. Help! Then he flew back over the bridge and forest, up the mountain and into his cave. But as soon as the dragon set seventh sister down, he was just going to get some salt. She said her very first word, and it was an excellent word. Help! The six sisters had just started to look for seventh sister when they heard her call. Right away, they knew her voice. Seventh sister's in trouble, cried first sister, leaping up on her scooter. We must save her. The other sisters hung on behind. Pulled by first sister, who was strong as well as fast, the sisters sped across the bridge. Beyond was the deep forest filled with many trees. So many, third sister counted them by twos. Now seventh sister's cries were louder. The sisters headed up the mountain and soon reached the dragon's cave. Help! 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 They could smell smoke and hear the most awful roars. Fourth sister listened carefully. Dragons do not talk exactly like dogs, but still she could understand a little. The dragon was roaring. There's no use calling for help. You're going to be my supper. And suddenly seventh sister shouted her second word ever, which was, no! If you don't bring her out, sir, you will regret it, called fourth sister in the best dog language she could manage. I wonder if that dragon understands dog language. Let's hope so. Well, the dragon stopped roaring. What was that girl yelling? All he could understand was, bring her out, sir. But no one had ever tried to talk to him before, and he was so curious, he picked up seventh sister and rushed outside. Second sister stepped forward. Then fast as lightning she leaped into the air, slapped the dragon on the chin, and shouted, Hi-ya! The dragon was so surprised that, whoop! Seventh sister flew out of his mouth. Back, back, back ran fifth sister. Back, 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 and reaching up, 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 she caught seventh sister neatly, like a fly ball. When the dragon saw that his dinner was gone, he fell to the ground sobbing. Hungry, hungry, he whimpered, and fourth sister understood him perfectly, because the word hungry is exactly the same for dragons as it is for dogs. "He's starving," she explained, and now all the sisters could see he was quite skinny and sort of sad. "Tomorrow, Sixth Sister can bring him some soup," First Sister said, "but we've got to get Seventh Sister home. She's all worn out and she needs her diaper changed." "Sisters, go home!" cried baby Seventh Sister, who was learning to talk very quickly now. First Sister put Seventh Sister on her back and hopped on her scooter. The other sisters hung on behind, and they whizzed fast as the wind down the mountain. But when they reached the forest, First Sister stopped. Now that they didn't have Seventh Sister's cries to guide them, how could they find their way through all these trees? "Don't worry," said Third Sister. "I counted the trees when we came. We must go past 500 trees." And so when Third Sister had counted 500 trees, by twos, the seven sisters came to the bridge. They scooted across and back to their house, where they had a wonderful meal of Sixth Sister's delicious noodle soup. And what did Seventh Sister do when she grew tall? She became the best storyteller in the entire world, and she always told this story first. And that is the story of the 7 Chinese sisters. Okay, are you ready to make an excellent dragon craft? We're going to make a dragon that looks like the ones that people carry in the Chinese New Year parades. Pretty cool, huh? So what you will need is this. We need some markers, tape, pair of scissors, a hole punch, and then over here we have a template of the dragon's head and tail. We have 2 dowels, wooden dowels. We need 2 pipe cleaners. We need 6 2-ounce plastic cups. Some colorful ribbon. I've already cut the ribbon and it's about 1 foot long each piece. And last but not least, we need some red tissue paper. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to color in our dragon head and our dragon tail. And for the sake of time, I've already done this. This is my dragon tail and my dragon head. I'm just going to finish up very quickly and finish coloring in the tail. All the scales, I like to make them green and yellow. I think that looks kind of good for a dragon. And then for the head, all I have left to color in is his eyebrow. So we're going to do this, and then we are going to use our hole punch. Okay, so you're going to take your hole punch, and on the dragon head and tail, there's going to be a little circle. There's that one right there. We're just going to punch a hole right through that circle. So that's there. And then we're going to punch a hole through the tail. Just that little circle on the tail. Alrighty, so we've got the hole in each piece. Now we're going to take our 2 pipe cleaners. And I want to ask parents, if they have young children, to please turn the tips of the pipe cleaners down so that they're not so sharp on the edges. We're going to take the 2 pipe cleaners and attach them just by twisting. Okay? The next step is to string on our little plastic cups. there's a hole that you can't really see too well, but it needs to be punched in the center of each plastic cup. It's a pretty small hole. And we're just going to push that pipe cleaner through the hole. You're going to be able to do 2 on each side because the hole is going to be so small that you can't pass it over the center where you've attached the 2 pipe cleaners. So we've got, and they do need to be a little tight, so as you can see you've got to push a little, but that just makes it work better. So we've got 3 cups on that side, and we're going to put 3 cups on this side. Okay, so we've just got 1 more to put on here. There we go. Okay, now the next step is to attach some ribbon. And we're going to use our tape for this. There are 2 ways to attach the ribbon. You can either take a piece of tape and you can put a piece of colorful ribbon on top of one of the cups and just tape it right on like that. Or you can take a ribbon and just make a quick tie around the pipe cleaner in between the cups. Okay, so whatever you feel like doing is the way you can do that. I've got a couple of pieces of red ribbon here because remember from the stories, red is very lucky in Chinese culture. The color red is very important, so we want to have a lucky dragon. Going to just attach these last few pieces of ribbon. Just tape it right on like that. Very easy. Got 2 more pieces. This one I think I will tie. And if you request a craft kit from me, I will have the holes punched into the cups for you. That'll make it a lot easier. So we're just going to tie that on. Now we've got this. Nice colorful ribbons. So here is the tail. We're going to take the pipe cleaner and we're going to pass it through the hole that you punched in the tail. Okay, we're going to bring it around like this and just twist the end to attach, like so. Okay, and now you have your tail. We're going to take our head, go over to the other side of your string of cups, pass the pipe cleaner through the hole, bring it out the other side. So you know we've got some fairly sturdy paper that we're using for the dragon's head and tail so this doesn't tear when you're using the pipe cleaner, and we're just going to twist it around to attach it like that. Very easy. And we actually only have 1 last step. 2 last steps. The last step for the actual body is going to be turn it over so your head and tail are facing down. Take a dowel, because these dowels represent the poles that the men in the parade for Chinese New Year use to carry the dragon. We're simply going to tape the dowel on the back of the head of the dragon. Very easy. Just use a couple of pieces of tape because you want to make sure that it doesn't come off. We're going to go down to the tail. Take our second dowel and we're going to tape this one just the same by the tail. Okay? Just put enough tape on it. Now there is that one last important step. We're looking at our dragon. but dragons breathe fire. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take our piece of tissue paper, grab it in the middle, and twist. Okay? You can take your scissors now, and you can make some cuts in the end, because we're going to have a fire-breathing dragon. So we're just making some cuts in the tissue paper so it looks like fire. We've got it twisted like this. We're going to turn over the dragon's head. Take a piece of tape and just tape that fire right to the edge of the dragon's mouth. Just like that. I'm going to put another piece of tape on there just to make sure it stays on. And now you have your very own Chinese dragon. So I hope you all enjoyed the stories and enjoyed celebrating Chinese New Year with me, and I'll see you next time.